My business partner Daniel Kidd and I set up in 2010. We were both Chambers and Partners editors at the time, and we realised there was a real need in the market for a consultancy that could help firms bridge the gap between what they understood about the process internally and actually what the reality is with regard to the Chambers and Legal 500 research and ranking methodologies. We had seen all of this from the other side of the table as Chambers editors, and we knew that we could go out into the market and assist law firms, really help them understand the process, help them understand the complexities of the research and ranking methodologies, save them time with the submission process, but also bring a real insight that would help them achieve rankings and improve rankings in the key legal directories.
In your first few submissions, there is no point including 10 or more partners, even if they're pushing for it. It's very important that you say, no, 4 or 5 is the maximum. By including 4 or 5 in your first few years, you're giving each of them enough exposure on the submission document, you're giving them enough referees, and hopefully by doing that, Chambers and Legal 500 will have enough information on which to base their rankings. This should mean that within a couple of years, maybe 3, maybe 4, you will achieve the ranking goals that you've set out to achieve. Once you've begun to make the gains that you want in the rankings, that might be your first couple of individual rankings, it might be the group ranking, it's at that stage that you can take another look at how you allocate the work highlights and the referees. It's much easier to attain a ranking than it is to gain a new one. So once a partner has been ranked, at that stage, you could look again at the number of work highlights that they were allocated and again at the number of referees that they were allocated, and perhaps reduce that in order to give those to your next ranking priority. So if you had 4 or 5 partners in your first submissions and now 2 of them are ranked, you could allocate some of their work highlights and some of their referees to your next 2 partners that you wish to add to the submission in order to build out your pitch from there.
Of course, one of the most common questions we are asked is how to write a legal directory submission. It's important that submissions are both comprehensive and persuasive and take into account all the key criteria when looking at Chambers' complex research and ranking methodology. We decided on this basis to create a best practice guide to Chambers and Partners submissions. This best practice guide covers how to create a strategy for your Chambers rankings, how to write an effective submission, and really importantly, how to make the most of the critical client referee process. This guide can be downloaded online for free and really will provide you with all the information you need to ensure that your submissions are both comprehensive and also persuasive.